Whether you're into classic designs with a modern twist or the latest high-tech innovations, today's motorcycles offer something for everyone. But if you're a senior rider looking for the perfect blend of comfort and performance, only a handful truly stand out. Here are the top 10 new models for senior riders in 2025. Number 10. Moto Guzzi 5 100 Mandello. For most riders, the V100 Mandello is a wild machine. It's not every day you see a sport touring bike that blends classic styling with the first ever active aero on a production motorcycle. But for die-hard Guzzi fans, this is a seismic shift, the kind of moment that shakes up everything they thought they knew. Think Dylan going electric. Moto Guzzi, a brand known for sticking to tradition, just dropped the V100 out of nowhere, and it's a shocker. A brand new water-cooled engine, high-tech suspension, a quick shifter. Features you'd never expect on a Guzzi a few years back. Honestly, they were taking a big risk. But here's the wild part. It actually works. The V100 feels like a breath of fresh air, a bold step away from the bare-bones, old-school Guzzis of the past. They've finally joined the modern age, but on their terms. It's not the fastest bike out there, sure, but it's got its own thing going on, and that counts for a lot. Number 9. Honda GB350S. Honda's rolling into 2025 with some exciting new bikes, and one that's turning heads from EICMA is the GB350S. Stripped down and built with purpose, this single-cylinder machine delivers 20 horsepower and is clearly stepping into the ring with Royal Enfield's 350 lineup and the Speed 400. It's got that classic no-nonsense style, and at just 3,949 pounds, it won't break the bank. It keeps things simple on the tech side, a standard dial with a small screen. Nothing fancy, just what's needed. But for riders after an affordable, reliable machine, this one checks the boxes. The power figures won't blow the doors off anything, but with 20 horsepower and 29 Newton-meters of torque hitting at 5,000 and 3,000 revolutions per minute, it's set up just right for city runs and easygoing weekend rides. Plus, Honda throws in an assist/slipper clutch and selectable torque control to keep things smooth. With a 15-liter tank giving you up to 350 miles, the GB350S is perfect for commuting and offers plenty of room for customization. Additionally, with its super competitive pricing, it's a seriously tempting option in its category. Number 8. BMW R18. If there's one thing BMW knows how to do, it's building a cruiser that turns heads and delivers power. The 2025 R18 is a perfect example. It blends classic design with modern tech, creating a bike that looks just as good as it rides. At its heart is BMW's largest boxer engine ever, a massive 1,802 cubic centimeter two-cylinder that pushes out 91 horsepower and a commanding 120 pound-feet of torque at just 3,000 revolutions per minute. That means strong, effortless power right from the start. Comfort meets style with the R18's single-seat bench, designed for long rides without compromise. The blacked-out finish gives it a custom, aggressive edge, while details like the 18-inch rear wheel and dark chrome accents add to its high-quality build. It's a cruiser that stays true to BMW's heritage while delivering a smooth and powerful ride. Number 7. Royal Enfield Bear 650. Royal Enfield fans, the wait is over. The Interceptor 650 is finally getting a scrambler version, and it's called the Bear 650. Taking inspiration from the legendary Big Bear Run in California's desert, the Bear 650 blends classic vibes with just the right modern touches to make it truly stand out. That familiar 47 horsepower air-oil-cooled twin, seen in the Interceptor, Shotgun, Continental GT, and Super Meteor, gets a little extra punch. Thanks to a 2-into-1 exhaust that tucks underneath for better airflow, torque is up by 8%, now hitting 56.5 Newton-meters. With 43mm upside-down Showa forks, a taller and wider handlebar, 19-inch front and 17-inch rear wheels with knobby tires, and a raised rear for extra ground clearance, this bike is built for off-road adventures. Sure, at 214 kilograms, It's not exactly a featherweight dirt bike, but it handles light trails with ease. The new TFT Dash with smartphone-powered maps is a nice touch, adding to its 2025 appeal. On the road, it rides smoothly, delivering strong, raw, and genuinely fun power. While it's got some off-road potential, that 214-kilogram weight does hold it back a bit. Number 6. BMW R1300GS. If there's one bike that screams rugged outdoorsman while casually pulling up to the hair salon for a quick touch-up, it's the BMW GS. Sure, any BMW Boxer could take this spot, but the GS outsells them all, and for good reason. That $1,500 riding suit might be covered in mud, but let's be honest, the toughest terrain most of these bikes see is a gravel driveway. Still, there's no mistaking those big cylinders sticking out from the sides. This isn't just another adventure bike, it's the adventure bike. The one that set the standard while the copycats tried to keep up. Of course, depending on how the knees are holding up, something lighter, maybe a Triumph 800 Triple, might start looking tempting. But there's at least another decade before downsizing becomes a real conversation. In the meantime, the GS stays, and no one has to admit it's more comfortable than a favorite recliner. The R1300 GS just hit the scene in 2023, and it's already turning heads. It's lighter than previous models, and if you're all about convenience, there's even an option that automatically lowers the seat at low speeds. But if you're eyeing the 2025 model, things get even better. BMW's bringing in an automated shift assistant so you can shift gears without ever touching the clutch lever. Number 5. BSA 65 Scrambler BSA is diving into the scrambler scene with a bike that not only takes aim at the bare 650, but also holds its own with a classic English flair, thanks to Mahindra's backing. At its core, you've got a liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine delivering 45 horsepower through a 5-speed gearbox. The bike is built on a tubular steel frame, just like the Gold Star, and features a 19-inch wire-spoked front wheel, knobbly tires, and a 12-inch tank that promises a 155-mile range. The design is all about getting the details right. Bar-end mirrors, a slick exhaust, and those classic gaiters on the 41mm non-adjustable forks. When it comes to stopping power, Brembo has got it covered with a single 320mm front disc. At 218 kilograms, it's no hardcore off-roader, but let's be real. The appeal here is all about style. As for the price, likely around 6,500 pounds or more. This could be a really great motorcycle with a cool retro look. Number 4. Indian Scout. Indian Motorcycle has spent over a century refining its cruiser lineup, and the 2025 Indian Scout keeps that legacy alive with more power and performance. At its heart is the new 1,250 cubic centimeter Speed Plus V-twin engine, cranking out 111 horsepower and 82 foot-pounds of torque. That means strong acceleration without sacrificing the smooth ride the Scout is known for. Handling gets an upgrade too. Adjustable rear shocks and inverted front forks keep the ride stable, while dual-disc Brembo brakes bring serious stopping power. The quarter fairing isn't just for looks. It cuts through the wind while giving the bike a custom edge. Inside, the 4-inch Ride Command display packs GPS and all the ride info a rider needs. With a low seat and sharp styling, the 2025 Indian Scout keeps up Indian's reputation for building cruisers that ride great and look even better. Number 3. Kawasaki Ninja 1100 SX. For nearly a decade, Kawasaki's Z1000 SX struck a perfect balance. A powerful 4-cylinder engine, a riding position that didn't punish the rider, race-style fairings, and a price that didn't break the bank. Then, in 2020, they dropped the Z and rebranded it as the Ninja 1000 SX, refining everything from handling to comfort, making an already great bike even better. Now, for 2025, it's evolved again. Meet the new Ninja 1100 SX. The heart of the machine has grown, with the engine jumping from 1,043 cubic centimeters to 1,099 cubic centimeters thanks to a longer stroke. As expected, torque has gone up, though, interestingly, top-end power has taken a slight dip. But that trade-off works in the real world. Power and torque now peak at lower revs, making the ride smoother, easier, and more responsive at everyday speeds. Fuel efficiency has seen an improvement too. Just like before, the SX comes loaded with features: cruise control, a quick shifter that works both ways, and rider aids that adjust based on lean angles. It remains a solid choice in the sports touring lineup. And for those looking for something extra, there's now an SE version. It costs more, but it comes with an Öhlins shock, upgraded Brembo brakes, and heated grips. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Breakout 117. Harley-Davidson's cruiser bikes have a huge fan base, and their designers know exactly how to keep that going. The 2025 Breakout 117 is a prime example. It's got that classic chopper-inspired vibe, but with a fresh twist of modern performance and style. This bike doesn't just blend in. It demands attention with its bold design and serious power. At the heart of it all is the Milwaukee 8 117 engine, delivering the kind of torque that makes takeoffs feel effortless and highway cruising smooth. The wide 240mm rear tire and the 34-degree rake stretch out its stance, giving it that unmistakable long and low silhouette. But unlike old-school choppers that were all about style over function, this one is built to handle. The 2-into-2 exhaust isn't just about looks. It improves airflow for better performance while adding to the bike's bold presence. The new touring intake keeps things clean and efficient, delivering high performance without unnecessary bulk. Inside the cockpit, the 4-inch analog display keeps things simple, while USB-C charging and built-in safety features bring modern convenience without stripping away that raw, old-school feel. From the factory custom Midnight Firestorm paint to the LED lighting and premium finishes, the Breakout 117 is made to turn heads and give you that power and ride Harley's famous for. Number 1. Honda NT 1100DCTES. The NT 1100 didn't just arrive. It made a statement, becoming Europe's best-selling sports tourer in 2023. Clearly, Honda did something right. But let's be clear. This bike is more about touring than sport. That's exactly what the NT stands for. Still, with quick-reacting steering, smooth suspension, and that surprisingly lively Africa Twin engine, it's got enough bite to keep twisty roads interesting, if you know how to handle it. What really sets the NT 1000 apart is how many riders go for the dual-clutch transmission, about 2/3 of them, and for good reason. Whether someone prefers automatic or manual, the gear changes are seamless and almost instant, which makes a world of difference when carrying a passenger. Honda clearly kept passenger comfort in mind, but for those who want even more, there's an optional plush rear seat and larger footrests. For 2025, the NT 1000 is leveling up with some great new upgrades, including a top-of-the-line model with electronic suspension. That means an even smoother ride. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.